All right, world. What is going on? So we got going to be doing some live trading here. Going to be trading 4 evals, which are about 350 or 250 away, and a few have 350 away from going live. And then I have one newly funded live account, so I'm excited. So not very good with all this tech stuff, so I got to try to work on getting my screen to share here. So let me just check and see a couple things. I'm actually just making my live account I just passed last week live. I'm going with the daily select payouts. And logging in here. And let's see what we got going. Oh, market's dropping quite a bit already. Love this. Some movement on a holiday. All right, so let's see if I can get my screen to show. Windows. Capture. So I'm going to delete this. All right, I think I got it so you guys can see I'm live here. And let's take a peek what I'm seeing. I'm seeing obviously some good movement going down on the 5 minute, 15 minute. I'm watching micro ES, micro NQ, and micro gold. All right, let's see. Get us some movement. You never know. It's always tricky. You never know if you're going to get some movement on these days. One thing I'm really trying to work on for myself personally is getting making sure I stick with stocks and do not size into trade. So I've got this brand new live 50K funded, and then four I've got four evals that I'm copy trading that are really close. This one's only 170 away from being there. So I'm trying to be good. I got to make sure I get in here. Good risk to reward. I am copy trading the 4 evals together. Let's see this. And then, guys, anybody who's watching this, this is for educational purposes only. Anything I do, you do not have to copy me. Do not have to enter trades. It's all for educational purposes only. So I am not a expert in this field at all, just from experience, and I have a lot of experience losing. So let's see here. All right, I'll be right back, guys. How you doing, baby Ruth? Baby? Don't forget, your mission. You gotta pick up your room and brush your hair. All right. All right, let's see. All right, there we go. Trying to figure out how to get the chat so I can see if there's a chat function, how I'm streaming. But I can see the screen now, which is great. So I'm just watching this. See? Look at this dropping. Lot of good selling pressure going on here. Hmm. All right, I'm watching this below VWAP on everything. I haven't marked out my times actually. I always mark out the daily levels from previous day, and I do leave previous days on here as well. I just make them dotted lines here. So let's see. quite a bit of room. It's inside right now. Heavy oversold on a lot of time frames. So it's generally a good signal for me, but I don't know about this right now. Kind of just watching. Today there's no traditional opening at 9:30 because the stock market's closed, but there will be, I'm sure, some volatility at 9:30. So I might, we'll see. I might kind of wait for that and then figure it out from there. I normally do an opening range break off of 5 minutes. Well, break and retest, I should say, but off the 5 minute chart, 15-minute chart as well. And I try to only trade for an hour to 2 hours most. So I'm trading from 9 to 11. Generally, I get done around 10:15 ish. Uh, the less I'm in the market, the better for me because I tend to get a little wild. I get a little wild out there. So I think for trading wise, what I would want to see today is because it's below my EMAs, which I use the 1450, 200, and the VWAP, I would love to see a nice retracement back up to here and then potential weakness to get in short again. But let's look at the daily chart where we're at. So daily, it formed a higher low. So it could be more room to the upside, but it is a potential where it's going to keep coming down if it wants to form a lower low. So we're going to take a peek here and see. Oh, one thing I'm not even logged into I'm not even logged into my, let me log in on this screen though, into my Apex. I have an Apex Live account and a two that I've passed, but I haven't made live yet because I'm kind of waiting. Let's see. All right, there we go. So I got set up. So this is my 50K live with Apex, and gonna be really diligent keeping a stop with Apex. Apex has been brutal with their new updates to their policy violations and that sort of thing. So I've had like 3,000 in live profits clawed back because of uh, risk sizing and having trades go 30% more against me or something. So that's been painful, but just got to tighten it up. Yeah, it might be worth it to wait until 9:30 before I enter in anything. Not really seeing anything for me yet. I would love to see a nice push up to about 66 to 70-ish area and then show some weakness. We also have an uh, bearish EMA crossed lower, so I'm going to try to keep an eye on that as well on the 5-minute. Another thing I'm trying to get better at looking at is, especially looking at the 5-minute chart, 15-minute, is really looking at the wicks and what are the wicks telling you. Because a lot of times they'll have some really good stories, uh, especially like on 5-minute charts. It's like, is it doing a double bottom, a double top? Um, is it showing strength? So obviously right now it's showing weakness and it's still continuing down. But like I said, I wanted to see a deeper pullback to about 66-ish and then show some weakness. So I'm still waiting for that move. So I'm just waiting to see. Don't want to enter short here and then it reverse and do that pullback on you. I want to be a part of the overall move. That's another thing I like to look at too is the hourly and see what the hourly trend is looking like, where the EMAs are. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like we're below all the EMAs on the hour chart, so that's definitely bearish for me. And let me mark out the daily on MNQ too. Got some room. So the daily previous day's candle all the way down at 24, yeah, 200, about 200 points below for NQ, and for ES we are looking at about 50, a little more than 50 points below for a previous low of day. So, some interesting levels to keep in mind. And, looking at ES on the 1 hour, it does look, other than this most recent 1 hour candle, does look a little more bullish on this chart on the hourly than it does. Um, but we're going to have to wait and see here. See what sets up. I'm going to be patient. I'm gonna be patient here for all my viewers I got. See what gold's doing here. Oh, I did not mark out the levels on gold. Gold's kind of same idea here. I'm gonna go daily here though. Yeah, everything's within the All right, 9:30. Let's see. Let's see what this tells us here. If there's going to be a big pop and then retest back down a pullback. Oh, I'm liking this action. There is some action, so that is semi good news. It's not just going to be dead right now. Another thing I like to do is a 5-minute wick test play with trend. So I like to watch that 5-minute chart on NQ. More of a wick on the bottom and almost a double bottom on this 5-minute. So I'm curious to see if it sort of does the pullback from here and on NQ gets up to that 09 range and on ES gets up to the 67 range still and just see 67 and see what it does here. So we'll see what happens. And gold 5-minute chart is pretty close to the EMA, so I'll be curious to see if this 14 EMA, which is the green one, holds or if there's some sort of rejection here. So I'm going to be curious on that. I'm still going to mark out the 5-minute orb, even though the market technically isn't open, but I'm still going to draw it out and just see how price reacts to those levels. About 2 minutes left on the current 5-minute candle. So I always like to kind of start forming the box, 5-minute box, and let's see what it looks like. And then I can always make it grow out a little bit. Okay. We're going to see what happens here, people. Got the levels. The levels are getting set. We're going to let the market come to us. We're going to let the market come to us. That's the mission today. Let's see how NQ is reacting. Yeah. I do feel like there is gonna be a bounce gonna be due on ES at some point here. I had a lot of selling pressure here. So I'm kind of watching this to see. All right, 5-minute orb for everything is set now. Let's see what shows strength. See, I like this move on gold, getting up to 14 EMA, rejecting a little. So I could try maybe a little scalp here. Risk would be above the 14, so I'd have about 4 points of risk. With 2 gold, that'd be risking about 80 to 100 bucks. And I like the rejection there, but it kind of moved pretty quickly. So I'm going to be careful here. Let's see. Look at this, just hanging out in that orb right now. Almost, yes, almost got up to the level, but just rejecting off the lower part. So I'm actually going to look at maybe a short here. I'm going to see what it does. Let's just hold for a second. There's going to be a bounce at some point. I'm going to wait on this short. Everything is oversold a lot. So I'm actually going to go in for
Order filled.
my 4-way patented RSI trade here. I'm going to average in down to the previous low just with micros, and I'm just doing small lot sizes. So if this does end up popping up, that's great. If it doesn't, that's totally fine. I'm going to add 4 contracts at 47. And then my final lot size will be 3 more here for the bounce up to about 50 because of how oversold it is. Or if it just bounces here because of that pressure, I'll take 5 points. So I'll take 50 bucks. Because there's plenty of room up to this EMA. And that's on the 2000 tick chart. So we're gonna watch and see here. With RSI plays, I've learned it's better to take those small base hits because it's such strong pressure when it does get to this point. So you take the small base hit. If you don't get the small base hit, you average in bigger, but not too large. So that way you still can exit without taking a massive loss, which tends to be my biggest issue. And let's just see if we're still in deep oversold territory. Yeah, we're looking pretty good here to get my 10 points. My 5 points here. Let's just see if it gives it to me. Only sketchy thing is because of how oversold it could be, it could pop back down real quick, but we're watching it. See, a lot of traders at this point would have got potentially trapped here for a short, especially at the bottom of the 5-minute orb. So I want to be careful here, but also watch how this 5-minute bar is forming out. Previous 5-minute bar is basically a red doji, so some indecision. Yes. Okay, let's see how that 5-minute closed here. Definitely a bearish close on that 5-minute. But because I'm in so small and it's so deeply oversold, I'm feeling decent with that. So let's see if we can get down to the 47 range. I would love that for a bounce back up to about 51. And then my stop, essentially, I'll be risking, if I do get in with full size here, which will be a max of like 1.25 minis, I will be risking, I think it ends up being $300 roughly, and I'll be going for a profit of about 300 if I get in full size. All right, let's see here. 5 minutes. Pull back to 50, 56-ish would be a 5-minute wick test where I would then actually get out and potentially enter short, just because of the candle action here. So I'm just going to wait and see how this plays out. Gold's having a 5-minute wick test currently, where you could have entered at 12, but we'll see what that does. All right, we're dropping, which is good for my overall thesis. But because of that activity, I'm actually going to lower my re-entry zones a little bit lower to 45 and 45. And then let's see.
I'm in the room with audio, but I just see a black screen and I can't hear you.
Brother Dan, can you hear me? Hey. Yeah, I lowered my reentry to 45 because I see that it can get there. And then that will make my average down to about 50-ish, 51-ish. So I want to get it there and then have a nice bounce here. But just going nice and small. Brother Dan? Brother Dan? Can you hear me? Huh. Are you remember last time you were like I could see your screen options? Oh wait, audio settings. Let's check this. Oh, there we go.
Can you hear me now on the screen?
Oh, it's spiking up now. Hold on. Say something?
I can't hear you on the screen.
Oh, Dan,
Yeah.
I'm an idiot. I got mute on my computer. Hold on. Try it now?
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Yep, I got you. Sweet. All right, I'm gonna bring
Okay.
you over.
I don't hear you on the computer.
Wait, what about now?
No.
Is your computer muted?
Nope. I'm on my desktop. I haven't done my desktop in a while, and I didn't do it last time we did this, but volume's up. Everything's working fine. I tested. I pulled up YouTube. I got a video. It's working. I've got sound.
It's funny. So this whole time I could hear you because I have YouTube playing live on my thing, and I could hear you on my YouTube. I just couldn't hear because my computer, obviously. All right, so you're live on YouTube right now.
Well, very nice.
Well, welcome to the show. We have my good friend, for all the viewers watching, my good friend, futures trader extraordinaire, is on the line, and we're kind of watching these markets live right now. Brother D, I am in long on the market because of a four-way RSI condition. Plan for me is to re-enter if it gets down to 45 and then expect to pull back up and get out at 51. But it is making the boost up. My initial thought was I was going to re-enter at 47.50, but I didn't end up re-entering at 47.50 and moved my stop just because of the pullback it already had. Which, if I kept it, hindsight 2020, I would have got paid $100, but no biggie. I'm in with small size, so only 2 micros.
Well, I'm in long also, and I went in long last night based on what I saw on the stochastics and on the MACD. But yeah, the trades are not going my way at the moment. That, like you said, though, they are bouncing back. So I know today being a holiday, things don't always trade quite the way they should. So I'm just being patient, and I'm going to let these play out.
That's kind of what I was thinking too. Um, my initial thing was everything is showing weakness, at least on the charts I'm looking at, like the 1 hour, they're all under the EMA. So I initially wanted to see on the 5 minute for a nice EMA bounce up to like 67 ish area and then going short from there to stay with the trend. But obviously it kept going down, so I had to hop in because it's oversold. I'm down a large $12 right now.
That's good. That's good. I'm down quite a bit on all of my accounts. I'm down a few hundred or more. So
So what
I
is
don't give
your
these a long, big room.
and so your method is obviously larger time frame in generally, and so you entered based on the premise of the MACDs indicating that it's going to go up.
Yeah, the MACDs were showing some strength last night. Not a lot, and maybe I overplayed a little bit, but they were showing some strength, and it kind of went sideways most of the night, down a little bit, and I thought it would have a shoot up this morning, but yeah, I'm kind of looking back at this now and thinking, maybe I should have gotten out of these trades, but hindsight's 2020. It's easy to look back and say that after the
100%.
fact.
Well, last night I actually did really well. I made 500 on each of my 4 evals, so I'm only about 150 or 200 away on 4 evals from going live. And this live trade I'm in right now is on my new live Tradeify, and I'm down $7.50 right now. Oh,
That's great.
Oh, as I say that, it just went to $2.50 in profit. I was telling the chat my goal for this trade, because I'm in so small, is just to get 5 points, which is going to end up being $50 in profit, and just taking that small base hit and going with it. And that's basically what level do you need it to get up into? Because I know you're in with smaller size.
I'm kind of in on everything right now. I'm in on MES, M2K, MNQ, MYM, which is the Dow, and then MGC, which is gold. So I need everything to go up.
But you're in you're in a lot of things, but from my understanding, you're only in probably with like one micro each of those, right?
1 or 2 micros, and that's across 4 accounts.
Right.
So one account I'm in right now with 1 MES and 1 MGC contract, but I am down $400 on that gold trade. So I need to get up to 48.4.
Yeah, gold is a
That's
tough
my break
one.
even. Yeah, I'm kind of wishing if I hadn't traded that gold trade last night. Everything else has been going pretty well. I took some profits last night on each of the accounts, $100 here and there, so I'm not down too badly. This account right now, I'm currently down, 450 overall. I made $75 on this account last night, so
Okay, good.
It's not horrible, but it definitely would be nice if things came back.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I was talking before, I've been live for I don't know how long, 30 minutes or so, and I was talking about my struggles, and like I've blown up a shit ton of live funded accounts, and it's just like, at some point you're going to be so mentally scarred from taking those losses and doing bad behavior that you're eventually going to be like, all right, I'm not doing that because I broke my leg last time I jumped off this roof, or something like that.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm like, would you ever, like, if we look back 6 months ago, would you ever expect me to be trading 2 micro contracts of anything?
No.
I have sized down so much, but having done that, it helps. If I did have to take a loss, it's significantly better. Right now,
and that's where I am today too. It's when everything. I use the MACD a lot, and when all the time frames from the 4 hour down are trading in the same direction, I mean it's almost like taking candy from a baby.
Right.
And
momentum, big time.
If I were a little more disciplined, I wouldn't trade on those days where it's not, and I might have 2 or 3 days where I look at the charts a few times and I just say, yep, it's not there. I'm not going to take it.
Right.
Um, but I don't. And kind of a point in case last night, the 2 hour and 1 hour were moving up, but the 4 hour was still down. The 30-minute was still down. Excuse me. And the 15 moved up on MES. And I actually made some money on MES, and I made some money on, I believe, on the Russell. Um, but patience is the key, and like you said, trading small. So I'm not worried if I take a 350 loss. I know there will be a day soon, or even maybe later today. Although this morning is a short time frame. But,
Oh, that's right. What time
I'll
does
have,
the market end up closing?
I want to say it closes at 1 p.m. Eastern time, but I think it's going to die off before that. So I'm thinking I should be out of everything by 11:30. But if my point is, when the indicators do go my direction, making 350 is pretty quick and easy.
Right. 100%. And that's like we talked about it before. You're with how you trade, you have to give it a little more room, but the risk that you're taking. And like you said, 350, you're going to lose 350 on certain trades, but then you're going to make 350 on certain trades. Oh, this trade, I just noticed, I'm actually up 6 points. So I'm going to take profit here.
Order
So I'm up
filled.
a large whopping $60 on the first trade, sir.
All right. Well, that's nice. That adds up. 3 or 4 of those, and you're talking some serious money.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. And I'm trading. So I still haven't. I was telling the chat that I have 2 live Apex accounts. Well, two past Apex evals, but I haven't made those go live yet, purely because Apex is driving me nuts with their all the rules and everything. So I'm just gonna trade my one live Tradeify and my live one live Apex, and then try maybe to get some base hits on my other evals. And if I pass them today, that's great. If I don't, that's okay. And then try to do it later. I'm thinking potentially tonight I might, because the market's going to be live tomorrow with like the Asian session tonight. I might try to trade live tonight too. I don't know what your feels are on that.
Yeah, I could definitely jump in on that.
So this is kind of the move I was talking about earlier here too. Like I'm looking at the 5-minute and the 15-minute chart, and on the 5-minute, it's up to. It was a great pullback up to the 14 EMA now. So I'd be interested to see if this shows some weakness here, and then I might look to go short potentially, because it also pairs with the 15-minute chart, and the 15-minute chart's below everything, but almost to the VWAP.
We've got a engulfing candle on the 15-minute, but we'll see where it closes. It's
exactly.
got a wick on both ends right now.
And it's closing in 30 seconds, so this could be a telling one.
Yeah, a little hard to tell the direction today.
I'm looking at and do you ever think, like, with because you're a longer term trader at times, do you think it's worth it to get out of the positions you're in now, and then that way you can start getting into good trades from this point on to reset that?
Yeah, I mean, during the day, I do like trading on a shorter term time frame. I think it makes more sense. So yeah, I'm going to give it a few more minutes and see if this move up continues. Then I'll play it out. Excuse me. I'll at least get back to my break evens. I have even a 3-minute time frame pulled up, so I can watch it pretty closely, and we'll see what happens. I'm in at 65.50 on MES.
Oh, you're not
so
bad.
we're almost back. But that's one contract. The only one I'm really worried about is the gold, because obviously that's a big one. I'm down 120 on MNQ, and I have one contract on my 2 evals, on each of my 2 evals. So they're down a little bit right now.
I am liking the closure. Well, I guess it will depend on how this closes, but if this next bar on NASDAQ and ES close above the, like for the 5-minute, I have VWAP at 64.50. If it closes above 64.50 on this 5-minute bar, could be interesting. But there is still resistance at the 50 and 200 EMAs at 69. So it's
Yeah.
one of those tricky areas where potentially could look to maybe exit if you're in longs there because it might pull back, or maybe raise your stop up below the EMA so if it does downturn.
Yeah, I'm definitely thinking I'm going to get out when I can because the way I'm looking at it, I've got the MACD's moving up on the 1 hour, but it really hasn't moved up that much since it got that signal. So it's been a little weak. Um, and the stochastic indicator, or RSI, either one really you can use, but it's crossed over downward. So there's not a lot of movement, period. But it's kind of choppy today, and I don't really have good signals.
Right.
So maybe take some small scalps and do 3 or 4 micros for, like you're saying, 3 or 4 points or 5 points. It's
Yeah.
probably a better way to go.
It's crazy how, like, I'm just thinking about it. Like, so what? I've been streaming for an hour and I made $60 or $54 on a live account for 1 hour. And that's like, mentally thinking about that, that's like, shit, that's nothing. But realistically, $60 for 1 hour, and this is obviously a very slow morning, uh, like, that's still really good money. Like, why do we need to try to go for, well, I shouldn't say we, I should say me. Why do I need to get in with one full mini and try to go for $400 every trade?
Right, right.
It's
Well, that's
Ooh, it's starting to
true,
go
and
outside the 15-minute orb here too. So this, it could be interesting if this closes above the orb. The only thing I don't like is the EMAs are above, like, kind of. It'll be interesting to see if those form as resistance or if we bust through and be support.
yeah, yeah. I'm liking the upward momentum I'm seeing on the 15 minute. We had a good strong bar. Um, I don't know if you call it engulfing. I mean, I guess from wick to wick, it was engulfing from the previous. But this bar has been going for like 3 minutes now, and it's having a little pullback now. But it's had some upward momentum as well, so I do like that. The
Let's.
5 minutes looking strong.
Yeah, I
So
like the
we'll see what
five.
happens in the next few minutes.
15-minute on the VWAP on the 15-minute is at 65-ish. So it will be interesting if that closes, and same as on the 5-minute, if it gets through that or if it closes below, like with some rejection.
Yeah,
Gold is having a tough time right now. Let's see. Yeah, it rejected right out. I wasn't even paying attention to it. Damn, that was a perfect rejection off the orb. I should have
yeah.
been able to
Gold's
get
looking
into that.
pretty rough. Yeah, wow, that was a big drop on gold in the last 5 minutes. I didn't even see that.
Yeah, let me
Um,
see.
I'm probably going to take a big hit on that, unfortunately.
But like you said, one micro, right? So it's always interesting to me. It's like if you're in, but this is where I get in trouble. If you're in with one micro, and once you get a good confirmation that it's about to turn around, and you go long, like with two more and lower, say two more gold, and it would bring your average significantly lower. You get 5 points on it, and then you're looking golden. But obviously, if it keeps going the wrong way, you're in trouble.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's kind of a risk. It's kind of a risk, but if I can get back to break even on my other trades, I'll settle for that today because I will have some small profits overall.
Um, the 5-minute orb on ES closed above the orb, so I'm kind of liking that.
Yeah, I'm liking that too. I'm seeing some good positive movement here. Looking across the time frames, the stochastics is now going up on the 15 minute. I'm looking at the Nasdaq right now. Um, It's up on the 5 and the 3
Order
also,
filled.
and the MACD crossed over on the 5 and the 3. It hasn't on the 15 yet.
I just took the long on NASDAQ because I have, what am I going for? I'm going for 20 points because I have room up to the EMAs. I'm only doing 2 micros, but I got my stop below the 14 EMA as support. So I'm risking, I don't know, $80 maybe. So I'm basically doing a 1-to-1 here, and see if it can't get up above that. It also has it's also a 5-minute wick test. So I do like that. And that the 14 EMA is support. So I guess, we're going to see if this can hold or if this was just a big old pullback to go short again.
Yeah, I was thinking, the drop this morning. A lot of times there's a drop, and then around 10:30, the market will change direction. I say a drop. There's a significant move sometimes in the morning when the market opens,
Right.
and then it'll change direction. So I'm hoping this is that directional change, and it'll support the longer term time frames where where it was going up. I don't worry so much about the 4 hour, but the 2 hour and the 1 hour, when they're both going the same direction for me, then I feel pretty good about a trade if the 30 and the 15 and the 5 are also going that same direction. That's a lot of confluences.
Right.
So we'll see what happens.
My
here.
NQ trade is struggling a little, and I am seeing something on I look at another chart setting that's saying it could have a reversal back down potentially. So I'm just going to watch this closely and see if I can get a pop-up. And then I feel like it's going to drop back down for a little bit. I don't know how much, though. Let's see what these.
We'll see the Dow's moving really nicely today. I'm up $80 on a trade right now in the Dow.
Great. Dow life, baby. What is the Dow normally? Does the Dow normally follow anything, or?
A lot of times it follows the Russell. So it usually it follows the Russell, and sometimes the Dow and the Russell do trade differently than ES and NQ, but lately they've all been pretty much trading and trending in the same directions.
Right.
But it had a strong move last night, definitely stronger than the other indices. And then, gold does its own thing. It's hard to predict.
I know. It's so funny. Gold sometimes will be correlating, and then sometimes it's just all over the map.
But it's just not moving at all. It's not coming back really at all right now.
Yeah, this is kind of that pullback I was afraid of, I saw. So I'm down 45, 58, 60. This is where I normally would move my stop, but I'm not going to, Dan, okay?
Good.
Not moving this. We're going to leave it and see if she can fight through this.
I like it.
And worst cases, I lose $80. Gold had a decent retracement from 8. It was all the way down to 88-ish, 89-ish.
Yeah, it's trying to come back a little bit, but I don't know. Not a lot. We'll see what it does in the next few minutes. I'm going to make my call on it probably in the next 10 minutes or so. It had a nice retracement, and then the 5 minutes dropping again. So it is very overextended, though.
Yeah, so long term.
I mean, you can see it from the EMAs. Like it's really pulled away. It's really dropped down below. Pretty much on every time frame, it's pretty far away from even the 9 EMA. So I think with the other indices moving up, I think it's likely to, and that's why I stayed in. But I really should be better about having smaller
stop filled
stops, and like you said, just resetting and getting out, getting back in.
Yeah, because like right now
Something I
you
need
could
to
be,
work on.
re-entering and trading it for different directions.
Yeah.
Oh, I took the $100 loss there, buddy. But I can't take the
Well,
risk of it dropping. Now it's below the 14 EMA on the 5 minute. I can't risk it just plummeting down now because overall trend is down. So it's one of those where I I feel like it was a good stop out. Normally I would size into it and risk it for the biscuit, but it's not worth it.
no.
So now we're gonna watch it, see what she tells me. All right, let me look at this gold too. It's like a lot of 1 hour reds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the sixth 1 hour red candle too.
Yeah. Yeah, it sure is. Yeah, I really thought gold was going to have a nice move up last night.
And that's because of the MACD's telling that.
Yeah, the MACD was giving me a good signal up last night. It was up on several of the time frames.
See if NQ can hold the 14 EMA and in the next 2 minutes and 34 seconds close above that 14 EMA, I probably will look to get long again. But I'm going to wait for that confirmation before I do that.
Yeah.
But if it closes
That's cool.
below the 14, then I'll wait for it to get below the orb, which is below 45. You know what I mean, dog?
Yep. Yep.
Gold is forming on the 15-minute bar. It's only got 2 minutes left. It is forming a long lower wick, which is good.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah, only a minute 40 left on that closure. That'll be interesting to see. And then I will make this there. Okay.
Yeah, everything's moving about the same this morning, except for gold.
Yeah, nice and slow.
Sometimes it pays off to trade different indices, and sometimes they move differently or more aggressively. Sometimes even NASDAQ, get something in the tech industry, and it'll move faster or better than MES.
Right. Yeah, as long as you have some sort of, if you have a strategy that you can identify the same pattern with everything and it flows the same, that's huge. Oh, this is great. This is perfect why I wanted to get out of that long because of this crash right 40 seconds before this 5-minute candle. And it's going.
Yeah, it's definitely moving down.
If this could close, if this closes like a bearish candle, it's going to be interesting. The low of the 15-minute orb is 45. So if this closes below, the next bar closes below 45, I'd be interested in potential shortage. See, this is when it makes me happy that I took the stop.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I definitely get trapped in trades, and then I see where there was a pullback, but I've waited, and now it's pulled back a lot, and I would take a significant loss. So I kind of feel like I have to stay in and wait for it to come back up. But
where's your?
It's also like I said, there's positive momentum on the stochastics on the 15-minute. So
well, like with gold right now, where if it just for some reason plummeted, where is your stop? Like where would you get stopped?
My stop is down at 49.85, I believe. So it got pretty close earlier to it. So now I'm looking at gold. If I look at the 3 and the 5-minute, it's kind of going a little sideways right now. It's got a little potential here to move up, but if it doesn't drop, then I'll probably just get out at like 90 or 92.
Yeah, I'm looking at this. I did like that previous 5 minute bar closure on NQ for a short potentially, but uh, but I'm not liking how it's struggling to just crash down right now. So I don't know what I want to do. Feeling like I want to get in short, but it's just not flowing hard enough.
Yeah, just I've got a lot of mixed signals today, and I just kind of like feel like maybe I forced trading last night.
Yeah, look at that pop
ES
right
is
back
trying to
up.
bounce back up. Yeah, it's that. It's definitely like it's got some positive momentum with in the stochastics. It's hasn't crossed upward on the 30-minute chart, but it's moving that way, and on the lower time frames, it's up. But I don't know. But then on the 5 minute is showing it's maybe due for a little pullback. That's where it's kind of controversial. Like the MACD on the 5 minute just crossed upward, but then the stochastics on the 5 minute is saying it's due for a little pullback. So it's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah,
What
it's
to
like
do.
make up your mind.
They don't always go in sync. So I usually like the 15 or 30 minutes when I'm. That's when I have the same direction on the higher time frames. I usually will trade on the 30 and maybe the 5 minute is usually a good one. So, for example, the 4 hour, 2 hour, and 1 hour are pointing upward on the MACD and it's moving up on the longer time frame. I'll make sure I have that on the 30 minute. I'll go in long. And then when I start pulling back or showing weakness on the 5 minute, I'll get out.
Right. I like that.
So, a little indication of it wanting to go. It seems like it wants to go long today, but it's just not doing it.
Yeah, I'm looking at
It's kind of like
potential
when you have
short here on ES and
Stop filled.
NQ only because of the
Order filled.
the previous 15 minute bar closure on ES was a perfect hammer candle for a short. So we're gonna see how she plays here.
Yeah, yeah, but it's not going up. I'm getting the signals for it to go up, but it's just not. It's very indecisive this morning.
Yeah, let's see. I just like that 15 minute closure bar, but it is looking a little sketch right now.
Yeah, it's trading on a holiday. It's just a lot of times it's not worth the effort.
Yeah, it's like and the volume is obviously not going to be there nearly as much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, nice little pop on gold. Got up back up to 5, almost 5.
Yeah, it's trying. We'll see. I'm going to give it a little bit longer on everything here, but I think in the next 20 minutes or so, if not much is happening, then I don't think it's going to. And it's probably going to be a painful day for me.
We don't want that. We don't want that for Brother D.
No.
It's kind of just hovering here with these bars. I do have the 5 minute bar is going to be closing, so if it closes bearish, I'm going to stay in. If it pops up and doesn't close bearish, then I'm just going to take a mini losses on these two. I'm short NQ, short ES. That was a decent bearish close, so I want to see this continuation go down. Not looking for a whole lot. I'm just looking for 20 points on NASDAQ and 5 points on ES. So we'll see. With my stop
definitely do that.
Stop is above the 14 EMA with both plays. So I'm not in huge. I'm just half or no 5 micros on ES and 2 micros on NQ. So nothing major. Let's just see if it can pay me.
Yeah, nice.
It's always like these days where it's like you're hovering below the EMA, so it's like on a trending day, it's like that's when it's just going to skyrocket down and go with you. Ranging days is this is going to range up and back, up and back.
Yeah, it's just I'm doing that, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm not asking for much. Just drop down. Just drop down a little bit more. Oh, I like this drop. This is great. I'm up 70 on each trade. Good drop. Good drop. Let's see if it gets me. I think I'm only going for 100 on each. So not getting too greedy. Oh, it came within $1 paying me. Bastards. Don't you love that?
See, this is where I'm tempted to get out of some of my trades and maybe trade a little bigger and maybe go short.
Yeah, the only thing is like you said, I'm curious to see how this ends up forming because on the 15-minute chart, it could potentially be a higher low on the 15-minute, which would be, the sign of a potential reversal is the only sketchy thing.
Yeah.
But I like this move right here. I just need it to go. Yeah, keep going.
Order filled.
Let's go. I just made 100 and 125. That's 225, baby.
That's great. I think I'm pulling the plug, I think, on these.
Well, the nice thing with pulling even though it sucks, the nice thing with pulling the plug is you can then get back into action. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We can get back, make some nice shorty. All right, that 225 was on my live Apex, so there's no way they can say I was in too much drawdown. So I'm done trading that for the day, and then maybe I'm just looking for one more good trade. I'm gonna stop trading in literally 10 minutes. So I'm just looking for one more good trade, see if I can just do something. But like I said, I made 500 on my evals last night, so that's not terrible.
Yeah. No, that's great. That's great. I'm down. I think right now, well, I'm still in this gold trade. That's the one I kept, and it's having a nice move up right now.
Oh yeah.
So hopefully that'll continue. But let's see. My evals, I'm down 140.
Okay.
On each of those.
That's not bad at all.
160 on one of my live accounts. And then with the gold trade, I'm down 465.
On each account or one account?
Just on one account.
Okay, good.
So I have the 4 accounts right now. So not too bad. I mean, less than 200 on the other 3. And then this one is the one that's hurting me. So but I'm thinking about getting in on an ES trade here.
The big contract?
See if I can make like 3 points. Because it's showing some pretty good weakness on the 15, 5, and 3.
So if you're going for 3 points, that means you're...
I'm out. I'd be out at 50. I just went in.
And your risk is what, above the bar then?
My risk is 6 points. It's not a great risk to reward. I'll probably move that down.
Yeah, I'm looking here.
This is a pretty strong move.
Yeah, it's a good close at that 5 too.
Usually my risk to reward is not always excellent, so I usually manually manage the trade. But it's when you get a good signal down, it usually works out pretty well. Now this current candle is giving me a down signal on the 5-minute MACD, but I usually wait for that to close. But with that huge red bar on the 15-minute, and you look at the 30, the 1 hour now is giving me a down MACD on this current candle. So there's a lot of downward momentum. Been kind of like fooling myself that it would come back, and I really just pulled up all the charts at once and looked across it, and I'm like, yeah, if I was going into a brand new trade here, I would definitely go short. So I feel like now the 3 minutes got a down MACD signal. So I mean, I kind of feel like it could drop down below 50, but 50 being a resistance point, I'm not going to push it.
Yeah, I love that. And one thing I've been trying to make sure I do too is look at the longer time frames. Oh, it's getting close, baby. Pay my brother.
Yeah, it's getting pretty close.
One thing I've been trying to do is close to like half-hour marks and hour marks is just pull up the 30-minute chart just to see how that bar looks like and what potential closing it's going to do. And if you look at the 30-minute bar, it perfectly hit the VWAP at 64 and rejected. Just artwork.
Yeah.
I love that.
Well,
I will look
a lot of times I like to trade based on time frames too. So
Right.
Like this 5 minute bar, if it's a huge bar, then it's overextended, and that kind of ruins the signal. But if I get a closure on a down bar, that has a MACD signal, that usually means the next bar is going to go the same direction.
I would look to get short on ES at 50.
But now it's pulling back up. So
55.50 would be a 5-minute wick test right below the orb. So I'm going to set a short to go there and see if we can get there and then pull back, or if it's just going to be a skyrocket up, which it's been following this nice trend, so I do like that. So it should just pay my brother and then spike up and then spike down and crash. That's what we live for right here.
That's it.
Gold's got above 5,000 now, so that's nice.
Yeah, it's moving back up. I don't expect to get my money back on it, but getting some of it back would be nice.
Yeah. For that one, this is where I would be, if I am stuck in a trade for a long time, that's my exit strategy is the worst. Like, if I'm stuck, I'm like, oh, it's so annoying. Where would my exit be?
Yeah.
Like, if I needed 40 points to get break even on gold, and it's going to have a pullback probably close to the mid-10s, then what would you get out at the mid-10s? Like 13, 15?
Yeah, if it starts showing signs of weakness now, I'll get out. If it keeps inching its way up, that's good. And then if it starts moving down again, I'll probably just go ahead and take the loss. I'm just trying to recover a little bit of the money right now. I'm watching ES, and it keeps coming down to like 51, 51.50. The 3 minute is really looking weak. The 5 minutes got the down MACD signal. So
yeah, I like the 30-minute bar is really low, and a small bottom wick, which is good. So once that bar closes, it should just come right on down.
Yeah, if I can get a closed down signal on the MACD here on the 5 minute, that would be nice.
Yeah, I don't.
And the stochastics just crossed downward as well on the 5 minute. So it's definitely showing that it could definitely drop some. It was down to it was kind of looks like a level of like 68.30 or 35 on the 1 hour chart. Yeah, like 22.50 to like 36. All right, it just paid me.
Let's go, baby. Love that.
So,
and you
and
basically just did an orb play without even knowing you did an orb play.
Did I? Yeah.
Yeah, that was almost a perfect orb play. I would have waited for 55, but you got in below the orb, below a great closure of a 5 minute bar.
See, and now it's like it's got potential to drop more.
Right.
So,
I'm looking. Yeah, another 5 minute wick test is at 51.25. If I got in this, I'd put my stop above that 5 minute bar. So I'd have the risk to reward on this would be pretty good if it gets up to 51.50. I would only have a 3-point risk, and I'd be going for 5 points with a full contract potentially.
Order
Only
filled.
because it's a part of my full strategy. So I'm in with one full Mike Rowe.
To go, and you're going which way?
I'm going short because of it. It's a 5-minute
Short.
wick test with the overall trend. And it's paired with the orb, so a lot of confluences. So I got in at
Yeah,
51.50, like I said, and now I want to see it get low. The only thing is the low that I'm looking to get is close to the low of the day, which could have some struggle. So I don't like that as much. So I'll just have to. I'm gonna watch this one closely. I
yeah,
would
I'm in
like a
short
little
also.
more room.
I didn't get the best entry. I got in. I ended up getting in at 48.75. So
I think
it's
we got
not
plenty of
quite.
room here. I just, like I said, that previous low is a little sketchy because it could be resistance. So I might take it off at 4 points. That's 47, rather than trying to get my full 5 points, only because of that previous low. And I don't want it to be resistance. So we'll see.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see what it does here. I think it will drop in the next few minutes.
See, that's the nice thing I like doing now too, is like my sizing is more according based off of how many confluences I have. And so if I have multiple things saying, hey, this looks good based off of all these things, I'll go in with a full contract. Or if it's like an RSI, I only go in with 2 micros. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I like that.
And I do really like that closure of the 15-minute bar. That 15-minute bar closure was strong.
Yeah, yeah, it was.
So I want to see this just sweep down, pay me my $250, and then I'm done for the day, brother.
That's good. I like it.
Come on, come on. And I'm looking here, RSI. Oh, actually, I'm going to take this off here at 4 points.
Order filled.
I just took 4 points only because RSI is getting oversold on every chart, and it's close to the low of the day at 46. So it could have a quick sweep, which is nice, but there's a chance it could also have a pop. So I just got out of it. So I made 130 on my live account for the day, and we're going to call her good.
That's good. Well, I'm still in 45.75. I'm watching it closely here. We got.
I feel like it's going to crash.
There we go. It's 46.50. It came down pretty darn close. But,
Yeah. 46 is the low, so that's the only thing I was looking at where it's like, could be a little support, but it also could just crash right through it. And then once it gets through it, oh, right there.
Look at that.
Yep, once it gets through it, it's going to crash then. That's huge. Let's
Well,
go.
I felt pretty good about it, so I went in with 2 contracts.
Two minis?
Two large contracts there.
You are the mother trucking man, baby. What'd
That
you get?
was a little bit of a gamble, but I felt like with looking at all the time frames,
Hey,
if
dude.
you look at the 2 hour, you've got a huge red bar. The stochastics have crossed. You got look at the 1
I
hour.
like it.
All the stochastics are down, even down to the 3 minute.
You know
and
the greatest
all the
thing?
MACDs are down except for the 2 hour.
The greatest thing with it too was, like I said before I even got into that, was the risk to reward was already identified because the previous 5-minute bar was only 3 points away.
Yeah.
So risk to reward
I'm
rise,
going to wait
that
for
was
a
beautiful.
pullback. I'm going to wait for a pullback up on probably the 5 minute. We'll see. I don't know. So I'm tempted to go in short with some smaller contracts here. But there, see, it's starting to pull back.
Yeah,
some.
I knew it because of RSI. I knew it was going to have some sort of retracement.
Yeah, MACD's low also, so it's going to pull back, but then we'll watch for a rejection. So this is what I like it.
I would love.
Down,
I would love to see this break the previous 5-minute high, get up to 50 to 53, and then start showing weakness. So that's where I would re-enter again.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to get out of that gold trade. I'm taking a loss of 514.
Ouch. I'm sorry, brother. But, hey, same thing. You can look to get short back on gold.
Yep.
You know,
with my ES trades, I'm down $63 for the day
That's
on my
huge.
US trade because of my US trades. So I'm down 63, 163, and then I think that what the combines were like 140 basically a piece. So not a good day, but I'm not losing a lot of money either.
Right. Oh, look at that. ES just took a dive before it even pulled back. See,
Yep.
this is actually where I would almost look around the range of, let me look left. Around the range of 40s, I would look to get long for a quick spike long because of all time frames being in RSI again.
Yeah, yeah. I think I'm gonna close gold down. I don't know. Gold and I have a love-hate relationship.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
think
I love it when it goes quickly my way, but it seems like it's so volatile, and I just feel often like if I just stuck with the four major, ES, MNQ,
I agree.
M2K, and the Dow.
Like for a 10-point loss rather than rather than sitting in it, and then you could have gotten short today. Like if you're looking today, anytime it got close to the EMA, you could have shorted. There would have been 1, 2, 3, 4 opportunities you could have shorted since 8:50 this morning.
No, you're right. You're right.
But if you let that risk to reward be, losing 500 to win 100, that's where it burns you.
That's definitely very true. Yeah, and I tend to do that with gold. I think I just like to have that room, that I can give it with the other indices.
Not gold, unfortunately. All right, brother. Hey, well, I'm going to be shutting this down. I'm doing a fun daddy-daughter day with the kiddo. It was a successful day for the most part, and we just closed off with some good trades. So that's huge.
That sounds good.
I've got basketball practice tonight, but if we do live from like 8:30 to 9:30 or something, that'd be fun.
That sounds like a plan. Let's do it.
All right.
We'll get this video and audio working better.
YouTube, thank you. Thank you for watching, listening, interacting with us. We'll be back. All right. See you, Dan.
See ya.